All right, we are live. Just my mic. We're gonna go, and I sound loud to me. We're gonna keep that same format as last episode, which was kind of a loose format. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try something a little different. So instead of going with our deep thought question first, I want to try that second. I have a question, maybe to open our minds up before we get to that deep thought, because I found myself not giving like the true right answer to the deep thought question. Sometimes I miss the details, like last week, the business question about starting it when you're 20. I missed the 20 part. And so my answer is not really how I really feel, about the question. So I want to start with something, a little throwaway topic, and then go to the deep thought.
Okay.
So the throwaway topic, I'll show it to you so you can kind of start thinking about it. It's basically if you could go back to high school or college, what would you change? Would you keep everything the same? The type of thing. Then we go into the deep thought question of the week. We have our showdown, Rihanna versus Beyonce. Pod Deep News next. That's where we go to Pod Deep on Twitter, and we just look at a few of the posts on the Pod Deep Twitter account and discuss, those topics. I don't know if we'll get to being on point. So last week we did stories about being caught off guard. So this week we want to reverse that and talk about a time when you were on point, when your response was quick and appropriate, for a certain situation. And then swerve of the week. All right, so let's start it. I'll start with the intro, and we'll start from the top. Hey, I have a new mic set up. Does my voice, am I too loud? Does it sound okay?
It's not good.
I am loud. So, okay. All right, here we go.
Welcome back, you no good bastards, to the Pod Deep podcast. Be very quiet. Kick back. Listen up. Subscribe, comment, and like. Pod Deep podcast. Pod Deep.
Turn your mic up. Turn your mic up.
I did it again on mute again, 3 weeks in a row. Oh man. Okay, welcome back. Episode 30 of the Pod D podcast. I am Jay. That's Hughes. The R, Hot Rod, and Said. We are 4 of the 5 horsemen. Ant is missing this week. He may join us a little later. If you're missing Ant, just stick around. Somebody said he's swerving. So just stick around. He may pop in, 20, 30 minutes into the episode. So just listen to see if Ant joins us. So episode 1, I'm sorry, not episode 1, it's episode 30. Our first topic of episode 30. In the news today, there's a 29-year-old woman who got caught enrolling back into high school. So that put the question in my mind. I used to have a dream where I would be stuck back in high school. It's like that dream where you didn't complete some class and you didn't graduate and you're back in high school, at your older age and you need to finish high school. I used to have that dream all the time. So with that lady getting caught trying to go back to school for whatever reason, trying to, relive her youth or whatever, it just brought up the question to my mind. If you guys could go back to high school or college, either one, what's something you would do differently if you had, or if you could go back? So whoever, again, this episode, I'm not gonna call, say Hughes, you go. If you have something, just jump in, with whatever you want to say.
I think high school for me, if I could go back, I get really serious about about sports. I didn't figure out this whole sports thing. I played football. I didn't get real serious about it until like almost my senior year. I got hurt my junior year, but my pretty much going into freshman, sophomore year, I just wasn't on it. But if I could just go back, relive it, and put a real effort in it, I think I could have. I think I could have. I think I could have. I think I could have went far. Maybe paid for some college. Maybe paid for, you know, paved the way for some other stuff. So that's what I would do differently. My high school experience was good, but I think sports could have been a little bit better for me personally.
Okay, I can dig it. Anybody want to jump in next?
Yeah, for me, I would go back to high school. Definitely not college. I wouldn't want to do all those book reports and all that. But if I was going back to Sumner, I would not participate in the college prep program.
Wow.
I feel like I wasted my time. My understanding of college prep. I thought those 4 years I was gonna get a college prep high school diploma. I just got a regular diploma like everybody else. So I didn't, and I didn't find that out till like my senior year. I would say maybe a couple of weeks before we actually graduated. Like, wait a minute. And another thing is that I feel like I didn't really get to know the graduating class. Like being in college prep, we were isolated with other high school seniors and stuff like that. The class of '95, which is where we graduated. I would put forth more of a athletic effort. I set out my freshman year. I didn't play football. I didn't get a chance to be on the B team of football. I hadn't played football since I was maybe like 10 or 11, something like that. So I needed that kind of preparation for the varsity. And so when I went out for the football squad my sophomore year, like, man, I was just rusty, just sore. So if I can go back, it would be high school. I had a good high school years, but if I could redo it again, I would really put forth more of an academic effort and more of a sports effort and stuff like that. So that's my answer.
That's interesting. That's interesting. That's interesting. College prep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we was all in college prep.
Right.
I think it helped y'all.
No.
Well, explain to the people what college prep is or was.
So college preparatory is
what it should be.
Right.
So college preparatory was just it was designed by a high school that we were in for us to be prepared to go to college by taking college type courses, getting us ready to attend college. So we were all in what we call the college prep program. And Squeak just brought up a good point when he said, he wouldn't have did college prep. It isolated us, which I agree. It was isolated. It did isolate us from the rest of from a lot of other people.
Mm-hmm.
But my question is, y'all think it helped y'all in the long run, or didn't it?
No, I never took a high school course as a college credit. I didn't utilize. I didn't know how to use the program. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it didn't benefit me really. I didn't take advantage of it. Let me say that.
I don't think it wouldn't have mattered if you taken advantage. I don't think it was administered properly.
Yeah, I agree with that as well.
To me. Said you was gonna say something?
I was gonna say with college prep, it did isolate us though. It was shenanigans going on all through Sumner.
Yeah.
We did our classes while I ain't gonna say they was preparing us for college. I think we got a lot more out of the classes we took than just a normal senior going to summer.
That's a fact.
It was bullshit. It was bullshit going on.
Yeah.
A lot of times we wasn't part of the bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Because we did have some teachers that, took it a little serious. But that's interesting, man. That's interesting. I think we got an advantage. I think we did learn more than the average senior at Sumner. I'm gonna say that.
Yeah. Maybe coming out from middle school to high school, I knew I was lazy. You know what I'm saying? So I started doing ignorant things, skipping. So maybe without the college prep, I drop out because I wouldn't put forth that effort. You know, if I'm around a bunch of guys that's not putting forth the effort, why would I work hard? You know, so
You arguing against yourself.
I am, but at the same time, Sarah bring up a good point. At the same time, I just feel like it isolated us, you know, more so than it helped us. You know, it did both, really. You know, it did both.
Yeah.
You know, the thing about that, I don't want to keep beleaguering the point. I think the isolation might have helped us. Like I really think the isolation it kept us from the bullshit, man. It really
I was gonna
did.
say it was a lot of like goons and stuff running around in school. That was a crazy time.
When y'all finish, I'm gonna bring up another point. When everybody's done, I'm gonna bring up another point. Go ahead,
Rodney. You got something going back in high school or college?
Yeah, high school. You know, it's kind of along the same lines as said in Squeak. You know, for me, like my effort dwindled the more I went. You know, so sophomore, junior, senior. So if I could go back, I would put a little more effort in. You know, I kind of think that that college prep shit that we were in and some of the shit that I saw going on just kind of made me kind of go a certain way, you know, as far as just like, man, this is some bullshit, man. You know, like, you know, some motherfuckers, you know, get the information, some do, some don't, you know. I was in that don't category to where I didn't know how to do certain things. And I know that might not necessarily be the college prep experience, but just doing just doing a college application, like, you know, like I didn't have a clue of how to go about that or how to get admitted to a school. So that kind of turned me off to just the whole education thing to where I'm like, you know what? Once I get this diploma, I ain't fucking with school right now. You know, I'm gonna do whatever, but I ain't fucking with it. So, you know, I guess if I could go back, I would, you know, I wouldn't get so discouraged, and be more active in it. Be more actively seeking information. But you know, it's hard. It's easy to say, but if you don't know what you don't know. So, kind of go both ways. And then the other one was playing football. Like that was, you know, that was really something that really irked me. Well, no, I shouldn't say irked me. That bothered me well into my adult years that I didn't play football. And you know, y'all know me. At times, you know, when it comes to athletics, I'm pretty damn confident in what I can do. You know what I'm saying? And it didn't matter who I was going against. Case in point, those college cats that came and played with us, you know, when we was in 8th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade. And it was like, you know, fuck them dudes. Finna run them. You know what I'm saying? So having that type of confidence at such a young age and then transitioning to high school and just for whatever reason, just being like, nah, I'm good. You know, that bothered me. And I'm not here to say that, you know, I would have went on to, you know, college and, you know, got a scholarship or anything like that. But it was just the fact that I didn't do it. You know, that was something that I knew I could do, but I didn't do it. And it haunted me for a long time. So, yeah, those are my two things that I would change in high school.
Let me ask you a question, Rodney. Were you ever recruited back in high school, like by Coach Walls or Coach Perry to come out?
Nah, I mean, why would I? Because I didn't have the physical stature that would make you say, "Oh man, we got to get him on the team." But I know what I could do.
Right.
I know what I could do.
Right.
And then I didn't put forth the effort. You know what I'm saying? So that's you know, I'm over it now, but for a while, in my 20s and 30s, I'm like, man, especially, when my son, he started to play football. And I mean, I saw that like I'm better than him. He didn't have my hands, he didn't have the speed, the quickness. I'm like, I'm going there and I'm cheering for him, but I'm like, if I had his size, like, damn, it might have been a problem, but it was, it was what it was.
You would have played in football?
Huh?
What position?
Shit. Running back, wide receiver, D back.
All right. Yeah, I'm about the same. I would have probably, played football and stopped fucking so many bitches, and I would have paid more attention and put forth more effort. It's just funny how some kids get it. Maybe it's their home bringing, upbringing, parents or whatever. They just go for the goal. They are focused in high school. They get out, go to college, get a good job, and it seems like from a distance things run smoothly. They just stay focused, and it's just some of us just, I guess, lose motivation or whatever. But we all turned out pretty good. Nobody's a bum. We're all responsible men, take care of our families. So and if you could go back to high school or college, what's something you would change, or would you keep it all the same?
My biggest thing, if I could change anything, I would have went to Sumner. I felt more connection with all of y'all than I did at Hazelwood East. I would have rather been in Sumner.
Do you still talk to anybody from your old high school?
No. I don't mess with I don't mess with none of them. I was just there.
It's funny you bring that up, and I was this close to making the same decision. I was supposed to go to Jenny's, and this was so I skipped over going to Jenny's in Turner Middle, but this was the last straw going to high school. My father was talking, he was in my ear, like, man, you really don't want to be in Sumner, you know what I'm saying? And this, he was like, this is probably the best time for you to go to Jenny's. I was listening to him, I'm like, you just don't understand. I've been waiting this moment to go here. Shit, I'm like, I'm not finna switch. I'm like, I don't really know nobody at Jenny's. Like, I only went for you all. And then I was going to be hooking up with Sean and my cousin. So it was like a family reunion for me. It was guys that I hadn't seen since elementary school up at Sumner. Girls I hadn't seen in elementary. So that was like the big refreshment of when walking in through the door of people I hadn't seen since my childhood years. Like, and it just felt good just to be there though, Like,
I ain't gonna lie. That's the reason why I didn't go to prom or none of that. Because I ain't really messed with none of them cats.
Oh, wow.
I was more interested in seeing if I can go to y'all prom.
Oh wow. They would have took you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, y'all remember I was supposed to go to Beaumont?
Really?
When we all supposed to go to Beaumont based on where we live?
I think so, but like they sent me some shit. They sent me some shit in the mail. Like, hey, you need to August 31st, you need to be at Beaumont. I'm like, shit, I ain't going to that motherfucker. but the fucked part about it is I still would have been okay because it was it was mostly motherfuckers from the neighborhood that went to Beaumont.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have been in there like lost. I would have known people. So
I was I got to Sumner from Coach Walls. Coach Walls got me to Sumner. I was playing football. So, them dirty ones, they'll get you. They'll get you.
They get you.
They'll figure it out because I was supposed to go to Beaumont.
Yeah.
But that was my biggest thing as far as I think my high school years was I was just going just to get grades and get on to college or whatever. I didn't really get a chance to really socialize. Like, I didn't have no connection with none of them cats. They really didn't know me, and they, and I don't trust people like that to be like I do y'all. Y'all know me,
right?
In the back, I was just there 4 years and out.
Gotcha.
Yeah, your high school years sound like my college years.
Yeah. If I had, I mean, at the time, I know why my mama did it, but I wanted to let me stay down in said house.
Mm-hmm.
I come
Mm-hmm.
visit you the weekend, mama.
Right.
Yep.
That's how I mean, I did. You don't even know, but I did that for the last semester at Turner Middle.
Yep.
I stayed at said house Monday through Friday, and then on the weekend I went home out there at Spanish Lake or wherever the heck I was living at.
Oh wow.
Yep. There are a lot of people don't know that. Yep.
No, I didn't. That's the first time I'm hearing this. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's a good question.
That's all it was.
Hey, Hughes, you said you had something. Another.
So
Right
the reason that I was bringing up I would drop out the college prep and we didn't get a chance to meet everybody is because I would say a couple of years ago I was speaking with Nathan Jordan, and I had no idea this dude went to Simmons. And I don't know if you know, Jared, but Simmons and Turner Middle is separated by an alley. We were middle schools. We're that close to each other. And I'm like, it was so many people that probably went there that went to Sumner that we didn't know. We didn't have any kind of programs as young middle schools that they should have made us work together. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was saying I didn't really get a chance to meet the entire senior class. You know what I'm saying? I just know people names for what other people say, but yeah, I just was feeling like, man, we really should have, have more of a neighborhood type of gathering with the youth and stuff, some sort of programs or something.
Okay. Yeah. That program, the college prep program that we're talking about, definitely, it was a good thing. It needed some work. Shout out to Miss Cabot. It was two main people in charge. It was Miss Cabot and who's that teacher?
Ms. Atkins.
Ms. Atkins. Shout out to both of them. They cared about the kids in the program.
Oh, you gotta give it up to Mr. Perry and Miss Leontis as well.
Yep.
They cared about certain kids.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So yeah, good program.
Yeah.
So let's do this. Let's stay in this news area before we go to the deep thought. I want to give Anna a second to get back on, so you don't have to repeat the deep thought question.
Okay.
So let's talk Ed Reed. So I don't know if you guys saw, but Ed Reed, I don't know if it was this week or last week, but he posted on his social media accounts, and we're talking about Ed Reed posted on his media accounts, basically from what I took from it, dogging the school, talking about the facilities, the lack of cleanliness, of the grounds and everything.
I've seen it. I've seen the video.
Saw it. Okay. Find out that he doesn't have a contract, negotiated yet. He's negotiating. The school fires him. The students complain. They start renegotiating, not rehire him because he doesn't have a contract technically, but they start renegotiating. They're going to keep him on. That's where I left the story. How do you guys feel about, what Ed Reed said? Do you agree, disagree? Do you, agree or disagree with the school? What's your feeling about the situation?
I think Ed went the wrong way about it. You know what I'm saying? It's an HBC. I know he went to Miami. He's wealthy, but it's a different ball game, man. When you're dealing with an HBCU, you're not dealing with those same kind of donors. They don't have that same kind of big buck, facilities, and they don't have the people that are, bring in that money. So it's a whole different ball game. I just think he approached it I think there was a better way to go about it to bring awareness to that. His kids shouldn't be cleaning up. He can't walk into his own office, his coach's office, and it's destroyed and it's looking bad. So, but there's a different way of doing that and making people aware. So I was kind of disappointed that he went that route to do it, because I think he would been a good coach for the job.
All right.
I think I agree with Sid. He went about it the wrong way. I think Dion kind of held a lot of it in, but still tried to make things better. He just put it on blast, and then he was just real ignorant with it. And that's the part where I think, to me, it made him look like a fool. To me, so I just think he went about it the wrong way on something that he already knew what it really was before he got there.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. It's not like that's his first time seeing the campus. Yeah, I don't think he should have did that. But we probably all agree with that kind of that sentiment. He was. What do you have?
I attended and graduated from HBCU. They need a lot of work, and sometimes when people house is not clean and they get exposed, you get real change because people get embarrassed. So it's really not a good way. It's really not a pretty way to bring to light to say, hey, we need help. Like when the students last year, or maybe that was 2020 or 2021, when the Howard students were talking about the dorm conditions. You know what I'm saying? For years, you had Bill Cosby donate to a few top HBCUs, but not all of them. But we need more help. You know what I'm saying? And we have a lot of people that are in these positions and they acting like everything is good, and everything ain't good. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's really talking about it. So I applaud him. Yeah, I know he was rough around the edges. His delivery probably was not the smoothest. But sometimes you really have to expose what's really going on. And it's really not a cool way to do it. Yeah, he was talking ignorant and shit, like he was really thinking he was at a PWI, but you're not. This is how it really is. And so will something get done? I think something will get done. I think more people need to come out and put it out there what's going on and how we need help and what's the best way, to help our HBCUs. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's one in your state, what do you all need? You know what I'm saying? It just can't be the money. What do you all need? How can you help these students and generations to come? So that's my answer on it.
You got something on it, Rodney?
I guess I'm in the same boat with everybody else. It was his approach was inappropriate. He could have brought light to the situation differently. As a coach, you still have to set that example, and the example he's setting is ignorance. To me. You still gotta, you can't just talk it. You gotta walk it, and just that little clip of him just going off like that was bad to me.
All right, I can dig
even if what he's saying is true, which it is, but you cut your own legs off with the way you go about it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Be a professional, Ed.
Exactly.
Let's go across that bridge to our deep thought question of the week. Said, what is it? What do you have for us this week?
Deep thought, boys. You're age 50. At age 50, you have a choice. You got to pick one route to go. At age 50, you either can lose the ability to taste food, where you can't taste anything that you eat, or you could lose the ability to feel sex. You got to give up one. You 50. You done live a nice little life. You 50. Repeat that again, because I lose J-Rock sometimes. You get at 50, you got to make a choice. You can lose the ability to taste food, or you can lose the ability to feel sex. Got to pick one.
So you just
here we go with the conditions.
So you having sex, you just going.
No. At 50, yeah, you 50. Everything. You was straight till you got to 50. Now at age 50, you got to choose one. You got to lose one of them.
I get it, but I'm just trying to figure out. So I'm having sex with a woman, and I'm going in and ain't nothing like I don't feel shit.
Don't
I'm
feel nothing. You
moving,
can't feel
I'm doing
sick.
whatever, I'm doing everything, but I don't feel nothing.
Don't feel nothing.
So I'm shooting off. I'm
Huh?
shooting off left and right, but I don't feel it.
Don't feel nothing.
If you get hit, you don't feel nothing.
Don't feel nothing. You don't feel
Oh,
nothing.
So do it eat
Her in the butt.
Man, goddamn, okay. Well, I'm going with the taste. I'm gonna lose the taste. Fuck that. Fuck this food, yeah.
50, remember 50 down. You don't live some life. You done tasted some good food. You don't have some good sex. But you gotta at 50, you gotta make a decision, and you gotta walk away from one of them. What y'all doing? Why?
It's a win-win. I'm getting rid of the taste. Now I can eat better. I can eat all that healthy stuff. I ain't tasting it anyway.
Right.
It's a win-win for me.
Right.
The taste gotta go. I mean, it ain't even thought.
So no taste.
And then I'm eating all the healthy stuff.
What'd you say, Squeak? What you were saying?
I agree. Like shit. Like even at 50, you could look good, feel good, have your life right, got your money coming in. You know what I'm saying? Your pipe game gone. Hey, just bury me in the ground, man. Just throw me in the ocean with my ancestors. What Michael B. Jordan said in Black Panther. Yeah, bury me, man. Like, I don't want to live like that.
Jared, what'd you say, man?
Yeah, I would give up the taste. You gotta fuck that. I give up the taste. Yeah, that's the easy one. Taste.
Talk about giving up your manhood. Ain't nobody gonna get that upset.
Hey, I mean, but think about it. You done think about your current situation. You done been with your person for whatever. You know, you ain't getting nothing new. You done been with your person.
Just 50 though. We're close to 50.
I get it. You done been with your person, nothing new. Your performance won't change. You just won't feel nothing.
Shit. That shit. Like you don't have the same energy.
You ain't gonna taste that nice ribeye no more. You ain't tasting that motherfucking
I can fake it though. I can fake it. I cut that motherfucker up, put some all kind of A1 sauce on that bitch. I fake it. Be enough for a business meeting. Like, ooh, this shit is good.
What'd you say, Rod?
I mean, I guess I go with the losing the taste. I'm just trying to wrap my mind around this whole you having sex and you ain't feeling nothing because it's like think about it. If you go out and you fucking you have one of them nights and you get a little full, you come home, you dive in, shit, you ain't feeling shit. You going in, you having one of your best performances. You knocking it out the park. You fuck around and you don't even nut. But like, okay, I put in work. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm just trying to wrap my head around the whole concept. But I guess in the end, you gotta lose your taste. But
Put it this way, food ain't gonna be the thing that's gonna stop me from doing it.
It ain't going.
Okay, I got you.
If you said I gotta be broke or something, then be like, you take my money. Like at 50, you gotta either get half of your salary cut in half, or that. Now it's a different story. Now I gotta think about it.
So I got a question. At 50, how many more years of fucking you think you got?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what
you got as many as your lady is putting out when she tapping you.
But your performance ain't affected.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Your performance ain't affected. It's just that you can't feel shit.
Nah, if you can't feel it, you ain't doing it.
Rodney, what were you saying you don't know about? I missed it. You don't know about what?
As far as you can go as long as your woman put out.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Squeak said.
Yeah,
generally that's what he said. As long as
I'm saying at 50 years old, if your woman want to have sex with you and you able to do it, you're gonna do it.
Of course. Yeah, I said it, of course, at 50, but I'm just saying my question was how long do you think? Do you think
I don't know.
you think you're gonna be fucking at 75?
Shit, I'm praying I do. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure, be trying.
Yeah, shit.
Hey.
As long as I can feel that motherfucker and get up, hey, we can do this.
Okay.
Does anybody change how they feel at age 60? I mean, 60.
No.
Well, you took the words out of my damn mouth. Let me piggyback on that. That's one of our words. Did you ever in your whole life think that you would be having sex with a 60-year-old woman? Because it's coming up. It's coming up soon.
Hey, you got to look at it like this. You remember when you were 18 and you looked at people that was in their 40s, how old you thought they were?
Mm-hmm.
And we at that moment right now. That don't mean that I don't want to have no motherfucking sex.
That's different than
So you saying
you and your
so
a
basically
60 or 70-year-old woman.
Said it again.
I said a 40. We 18 and a 40-year-old woman. That's way different than a 60 or 70-year-old woman.
I'm saying you 40, but you don't feel old. You know what I'm saying? So when
I get that, but 70, 60, and 70 and 80 is old.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying you 75. Let's say you 60, you 72 years old, and your wife is 67. You banging it out the park, right?
Yep.
Because she's 67, and then let's say she ain't Angela Bassett. That shit ain't.
So my question to you is: at what age do you stop? At what age is y'all thinking it's gonna stop? Realistically,
because I think you take any guy that's 60 and you take him to a college campus. You don't think he not looking like if the college girls approach him, you don't think this motherfucker is gonna be like, we could do this.
60 ain't old though.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
60, 70 ain't old.
We talking 70.
They talking
70
about
years
75.
old. Like
that's not
at
old.
75, me and my wife, we going in. We
okay.
on the birthday. We gonna try to make it happen.
Right.
I don't know what's going on with us, but we gonna show try.
Oh shit!
You bump into that motherfucker, it's on.
You hope.
Right. That's all you can do is pray to the man up above. Let him stand up as long as you know what I'm saying I'm alive.
All right, everybody, put your dick back in your pants. Paul.
Horny bastards.
Let's get to it. This whole episode, the title of this episode is called Rihanna versus Beyonce. RiRi versus the Beehive. Said you brought this topic up. The point of the topic is simple. Who is the baddest in the game right now? Is it Rihanna or is it Beyonce in your mind? Well, let me show you guys this. Let me pull up a few stats before we get into it. Okay, can everybody see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll keep it simple. No, it's not homework. Basically, this says Beyonce has 272 million social media followers. Rihanna has 135 million. So these stats go into who's the biggest, who has the most online presence. So Beyonce is winning almost 2-1. Let's talk record sales. You would think, in my mind, that Beyonce would have sold the most records, more over Rihanna. But Rihanna is known as the digital queen of music sales. She has the most, I believe, the most. She probably, I'm not going to say the most because Taylor Swift might beat everybody. But for this argument, Rihanna has the most digital music sales. Sold 250 million records globally. Let's see if they have Beyonce. Beyonce sold 100 million. So Rihanna did 250. Beyonce did 100.
Hey Jay, let me ask you a quick question right there.
Mm-hmm.
But does that include Beyonce's Destiny Child stuff, or that's just her solo stuff?
Good question.
Probably solo. I would think that's solo numbers.
I would think so too.
So
Okay.
Beyonce sold 100 million records. Did I
globally.
hear
Yep.
that?
Yep.
Mm, okay.
100 million. Rihanna is 250 million. Just to sum this up, Rihanna has the more number one singles. She has like 14, 15 number one singles. Beyonce has 18. Rihanna has Fenty, which is a fashion makeup brand worth more than $1 billion. This article says Beyonce's net worth is estimated at about $500 million. So those, some basic stats on the two entertainers. So in your mind, take everything into account: impact, sales, branding. Who is the bigger artist? Is it Rihanna or Beyonce? Also, who's the baddest? Just looks wise, sexy wise. Who do you prefer most?
Rihanna.
I'm gonna have to say Beyonce. I think
I'm
Rihanna looks
Rihanna.
funny. Rihanna's sexy, but
Mhm.
she looks funny to me. She got a little predator look going on.
At the forehead.
Um, so looks wise, I'll go with Beyonce. Um, Personally, I mean, even hearing the stats, I'm still gonna go Beyonce. To me, she's a better artist. Um, I think she's more talented than Rihanna is. Rihanna has found a nice little lane for her to, become a billionaire with that Fenty. But I'm me personally, I'm gonna go with Beyonce being uh the better artist, baddest, whatever between the two.
All right, that's one for Beyonce. And you go ahead, thought your Rihanna.
I'm going with Rihanna. I think Beyonce rides on the coattail of Jay-Z a little bit. So Rihanna's on her own too. I'm Rihanna. All the way around the stats. And if I had to pick between the two, I'd be over Rihanna house.
Yep. Let me throw mine out right now. Yeah, Rihanna for me. Like I said before, Beyonce concert versus Rihanna. I'm going Rihanna. Every time. You're not gonna have a bad time at a Beyonce concert, but you have to pick one. I'm just feel like I'm more connected to Rihanna. That's the homie to me. Say it. What you got?
Beyonce for in our culture, Beyonce like the gold standard, right?
Mhm.
So everybody when they talk about women, she's the top at the top. But as I started looking at it, Rihanna is approaching that same status. Like I think to me, Rihanna is better looking. I think she's accomplished about the same. I think she's a billionaire. I think they both, I don't know if Beyonce's a billionaire, but I know they got a lot of money. I think Rihanna checks off all the lists. I think she's the new gold standard. I think so for me, it's Rihanna, not even close no more. Not even close.
Mhm. Hughes, what you got?
Wow. For me, it's neutral. I have to ride the wave. They're two different artists. Beyonce came from a group and she's a dancer slash singer. Rihanna has always been a solo artist to my knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So her stats are going to be a little bit. That's why I was asking earlier. Does this include Destiny Child or is this just strictly Beyonce solo stuff? So when Beyonce went solo, she changed the game, because she pushed a lot of girls out of the game in a sense. It was a lot of girls that were solo artists that was making a lot of impact. But Rihanna's one that stood the test of time. She's the one that really is not dancing, but she makes good collaboration. She make good dance tunes. And she's more of an international artist, kind of like football versus soccer in a sense. You know what I'm saying? You would think that in the United States, football goes outside of the United States. you would think that football is everywhere, but it's soccer that is everywhere. And that's really what Rihanna represents. You know, even though Beyonce does travel and do world tours and stuff like that. So if I had to pick between these two, I'm happy where I land. If I'm over either one of their house, I like both of those women. I've never been to a Rihanna concert. I've been to a Beyonce's concert. I've never been to a Rihanna's concert. I like both of their music, so I'm a ride the fence, man. I can't pick between them two ladies.
Come on, hey.
I can't, man, because what Rihanna gives me vocally, Beyonce gives that to me with dancing and her backup singers, her show, like everything on her stage is beautiful, sexy. Her backup dance is sexy. Her drum is sexy. Like the show is just sexy. Rihanna herself is just a star. She's elegant, man. She's beautiful. You know, her accent, she glows.
I got a question. Do you think Beyonce will be where she is today? She didn't marry Jason.
Yeah, she was big. She was big before Jay. You know, Jay kind of had to clean up his image for her. You know what I'm saying? Not the other way around. You know, so she was big. She was growing. You know, like when she left Destiny Child, she kind of changed the game. She like the second coming of Diana Ross. You know what I'm saying? Tina Turner. You know, merged in one. The look, she got the voice. You know, she dancing her ass off, man. If you ever get a chance to watch one of her shows on YouTube, she doing that shit in heels. Like, I don't know, 6-inch, 2-inch, whatever. She doing that shit in heels. That shit is unique. And what Rihanna's doing, she's smoking and drinking and giving you a great performance. Just like any one of these dudes, she makes good collaboration music. Just whether it's house music, whether it's Caribbean music, whether she's doing the hook on a rap song. So they doing different things. You rarely hear Beyonce featured on a male rap song. You know, you hear on Nicki Minaj or something like that, or maybe Megan Thee Stallion, but Rihanna has been featured on rap songs doing the hook for artists. So that's why I'm saying it's hard for me to pick. I like both of these women.
Hey Jay, on a side note, so why I brought this up was, you know, Stephen A. Smith got into a little hot water because, you know, he was comparing. I think he was respectfully comparing the two because Rihanna's doing Super Bowl now. Beyonce previously did a Super Bowl, and he said Rihanna ain't no Beyonce. Y'all feeling on how people came after that? I mean, do y'all think that was, you know? I think they jumped on him because they said he was pitting black women against each other. I thought it was just an opinion, you know, opinion that everybody probably had some thought on it. What y'all think about that? Them coming after him like that?
At first, I thought they was justified, but hearing him on the Breakfast Club explain himself, it was he left something out of that. You know what I'm saying? So he left the door open for people to come at him because he did add more to that. You know what I'm saying? So he did a good job of just standing on what he's saying, and he backed it up and stuff like that. He didn't really put them against each other. He said, "I'm a Beyonce fan." You know what I'm saying?
I mean, we talked about this last week. It was unnecessary.
Yeah,
there was no need for him to even bring Beyonce into the conversation. All he had to say was, "Hey, Rihanna is an amazing artist, and I'm looking forward to her show. I'm looking forward to see what she do." There was no need for him. There was no need for him to say, "But she ain't no Beyonce."
I think that when he explained it on the Breakfast Club, he was doing that because he said they wanted a debate style thing. So that was the next part, was somebody to big up Rihanna. You know what I'm saying? But that's still putting what we doing right now, Rihanna versus Beyonce. You know what I'm saying?
Who is they wanted to debate?
So he was on Sherry Sharper's show.
Yeah, I know.
Prior to him going live, he was saying that the producers came to him and was like, "Stephen A., we kind of want this debate style stuff." So you know how when he say, you know, Patrick Mahomes good, but he ain't no Aaron Rodgers type shit. You know what I'm saying? How he does his who he riding with.
But that's dumb because he's only privy to that. He's only privy to that conversation. So when you say that shit, it's gonna it's gonna look the way it looks. It looks crazy.
Yeah.
But you bringing her into that. So, you know, to me, I don't give a fuck how I explain it. He should have he didn't have to do that.
Yeah, not right now. Just makes him look bad.
Hey, y'all, is that the top in y'all book on y'all list? Is Rihanna or Beyonce the top on y'all list?
No.
Top what? Woman?
Top woman, just checking all the boxes off. Is that your top? Top 3, top 1, top 5?
What we talk? We talk entertainer.
I'm just talking about what you look at, what you look for in a woman. If you could build your woman.
Oh, nah.
You could build your woman.
Nah, neither one of them.
Are they in the top 5?
I mean, they make good money. Like, I ain't never had no millionaire, worth half a billion.
I mean, y'all, so the look ain't for y'all top 5?
They're beautiful.
But it ain't top 5 for y'all?
There's some other ones out there. They top 5, but I mean, there's some other ones out there too. I can't call them right off my. There's some other ones.
It's hard to say they top 5. Say, like, how often do you see a woman that look like Beyonce, or how often do you see a woman that look like Rihanna? Like,
that's what I'm saying. I mean, that's what I'm saying, right? It's to look that good and have all that going for you. But I'm not. I mean, dream. I'm not talking about women walking around. I'm talking about dream.
I already told you, Rihanna looked funny to me.
But you said Beyonce though.
No, I just said Rihanna looks funny to me.
Right. But is Beyonce your top then?
Nah.
If Rihanna was in front of you with that big forehead, with her little bitty clothes on, would you say, "Get your ass away from me"?
No. Who would say that? I'm just saying she has a definite sexiness about her, but she looks funny to me.
Well, last question, Jordan. I'll leave us alone. Give me y'all top then. I just want to know what's can y'all think of y'all top? The top woman, excluding your wives and girlfriends. I get that. We ain't gonna do that. But give me your top. Top to the top.
Didn't we do this already?
No.
We did this, and we did it like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I heard about it, so I'm gonna pass on this one.
I kick it out.
I think that's kind of why these answers are changing from last.
Nah, my answer is gonna change because I think we talked about our all time, like, regardless. So I think I said I know who I said. I said Vanity. Like, I always had a thing for Vanity growing up as a little kid.
But right now,
right now, I'm gonna go with one that Squeak said.
Don't do it. Don't
do it.
Don't do it. Don't do
Sanaa
it.
Lathan.
Who took his girl?
Beautiful to me, man.
Yeah, I like everything about her.
Mm-hmm.
And I know she ain't got no work like that, but you
lie.
Mine's right now probably would be Nia Long, and I'm sad to say that.
Nia Long.
You sad? Why you sad to say it?
Well, I heard all that stuff about her, so I probably wouldn't mess with her. But before the whole thing blew up in Boston with that dude, she was mine. So that's the one I would have took.
She's gorgeous, man. Everything I've ever seen her in, she's gorgeous.
It's fine.
I like Gabrielle Union, Sanaa Lathan, and Ashanti.
All right.
I like some of those pretty high school teachers that get caught fucking kids. To bring it back to topic number one. Sometimes I see them, I'm gonna be like, damn, what you doing? You look bad. Fucking these fucking kids.
Hey, Rihanna, man, until this all came up, she kind of got out of my mental space.
Mm-hmm.
She bad, man.
She is.
When they starting to do more stuff with her because the Super Bowl coming up. She bad. It's like she's just bad. Like,
she to me, she's looked better and better and better and better over time.
I agree. I think she looks better now than she did, but I thought she's bad. Her and I just think she's bad, man. That's for me. I just think she's
Yeah, I think I'm just opposed to her because like her music don't do nothing for me
Mhm.
at all. And I mean, it's not like I'm riding around listening to Beyonce either, but like I can have a better like a lot of well, I haven't heard listen to Beyonce's latest shit, but she was on a roll where a lot of her shit they had some nice beats, and it was like, damn, okay, I can get with this. But
Mhm.
yeah, Rihanna, like I really can't fuck with Rihanna.
Gotcha.
All right. Let's move on to let me see. Let's do a couple news stories and then we'll wrap this up coming close up on an hour. So let me get our Twitter account on the screen. You can follow us on Twitter at Pod Deep Podcast. Look us up. Okay, let me see. Should be on the screen coming up. There we go. Shout out to this couple. I'm not going to click on the story, but shout out to this couple. They bought a 70-room hotel in Memphis. Black couple, successful couple, well-educated couple. I read the story. Check it out, when you guys get a chance. But they bought a 70-room Quality Inn in Memphis. The goal is to eventually like buy a Hilton, and other probably like I believe they said Atlanta or another major city.
That's dope.
Yep. Black ownership, black love. Shout out to this couple. Let's talk a little sports. Is LeBron? Well, let me intro this. LeBron is coming up on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's all-time NBA scoring title. He's close. I believe this article says he can surpass Kareem this year. If he stays healthy and keeps scoring like he is. So I just want to know from you guys: is LeBron who they say he is, or is he overrated to you guys? Is he that top tier athlete that people see him as, or do you guys see him as just average run of the mill player? Maybe he has these points because basically he started playing when he was a young kid and just stayed consistent, or is he who is he really King James? So how do you guys feel overall about LeBron?
I feel he is the best of our generation. Period. We won't ever see another guy that can do what he could do. I mean, I just think I think he fits the GOAT category the best. He's in your top three. He has to be. If he ain't in
I
your
got.
top three,
You
I
don't
don't know
think Luca
what you watch.
gonna do what he's doing?
Huh?
You don't think Luca can match him?
I do. But for 20 some years, that's what's gonna be the telltale sign of that.
Right. So the answer to that is no, he can't because
Right.
he's not in this. They're two different body. They're clearly on two different fitness levels. Like
So it is.
motherfucking Luca's body ain't gonna last him 10 years if he keep up at this rate.
Yeah,
So
look at body wise, my age. Shit, 47. Eating donuts and
I
drinking
was
coffee.
just saying because Luca James ain't about athleticism, and I give it to Bron. I thought his game was gonna be worse when he got older, but he's still doing his thing. So
but
I
one thing
think
I'll
we'll see
say,
another kid like him.
one caveat though, or I guess one question. Do you all think it's easier to score in today's NBA?
Yes.
Because I think it's easier to amass stats in today's NBA than it was in the past.
Like when you say easier, like easy from like the 80s to 90s or just
80s, 90s, 60s, 50s, whatever. I mean, it's easier to put up stats in today's NBA than I think it was in the past.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I agree, but at the same time, like shit, ain't nobody ever came close to scoring 100 points. Like Will, other than Kobe with his 81.
I mean, I don't think Wilt is the I don't think Wilt is the person to compare anything to. Like the shit that he did, like no one's gonna do. But if you like look at more normal perspective, then yeah. But I just think it's easier to score like with the rules and with the rules the way they are. The lack of defense and the three and everybody shoot threes now. I think it's easier to amass stats now.
Hey,
I agree.
what do you I'm sorry, Sam. What do you attribute that more to? Is it the NBA making the game less physical separately,
Yeah.
or the NBA
Yeah.
making the game less physical so people can score, so you draw in more fans and do more business? Which or something different.
You know the crazy thing? They scored more back in those times, didn't they?
No, not in what they're scoring. Not what I'm
Some teams did, like
yeah.
the Denver Nuggets. They always was a team that scored a lot, but they ran, but they was like Showtime in a sense. They ran the floor a lot, and they got up a lot of shots.
You know, the NBA went through a period of time where it was kind of hard to watch.
So it was.
If
They there
Jordan wasn't
now.
playing, if Jordan wasn't playing and the Bulls weren't playing, you didn't watch it because the game was terrible. I mean, they foul, roughhousing, just wasn't a pretty game unless you was watching Jordan or Magic. With the NBA, they did away with all the hand fighting, the hand checking, and they kind of freed up the offensive players. So they made it a better game to me. But Rodney, I think you're 100% right. It is. The game has. I mean, Jared, what you were saying, the game has changed because it's just not physical like it used to be.
But I think one thing that we have to look at is that athletes are coming in more skilled. I'm not saying they're better than the guys from the 70s, 80s, but you got guys that are playing basketball since they was 5 years old and stuff like that. And I think that's different from the Wilt Chambers, the Oscar Robbie time period. I don't know how old they was when they first started playing basketball, but most of the guys in the NBA, they were playing since they was kids. And that's different from a lot of the generations where some guys picked up basketball like their teenage years, their high school years, their middle school years. You know what I'm saying? You got guys now that's been playing organized basketball since they've been 4-5 and ain't stopped since. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of things that they've seen. You know what I'm saying? They're more skilled. I ain't saying they better. They're more skilled. More athletic, I would say.
Yep.
Yeah, they are, but they don't use it because
That's a fact.
they just shoot 3-pointers.
Yeah. That's
So say you were talking about in the mid '90s, the game was tough to watch if Jordan wasn't playing. I say it's hard to watch now. It's very hard for me to watch a basketball game now because all they do is shoot threes. It's like damn, and everybody's shooting.
100%.
100%.
I think I watched one game all the way through. Me and my old man, we sat around, I think last Thursday, and watched somebody play.
Mm-hmm.
And it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. Like both teams shot like 30 or 40 threes.
Yeah.
in
That's the
one
game, man.
I can't watch it. It's hard to watch a game because it's just like you say, 3 after 3.
No,
It's just
brutal.
so nobody post up. You don't see
Brutal.
none of that before.
Brutal, man. It's
Yeah,
brutal.
but that's been gone for a minute though. It's a bunch of big guys that don't play with their back to the
3-on-1 fast break. They shooting threes. You can just
Right.
lean and just dunk the ball. They shooting threes. It's just crazy, man. Crazy.
But I don't know. I don't think I answered. But LeBron is not overrated. He is the truth. He's swerp as fuck, but you cannot knock him. He's the best player of his generation. He's better than Kobe. He's better than anybody that he's played in his era. And he's going to go down probably the further we get away from Jordan actually playing, people are going to look at him as being the greatest player ever. I don't agree with that, but that's just how it's going to be. The further we get from, like when we were not around to tell people like, hey, LeBron he's not better than Jordan. It's just going to be those young people now who grew up with LeBron. So they're going to be the ones that say LeBron is the guy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it's going to be. But,
Yeah.
you know.
All right. I know you said you need to get out of here at a certain time. So let's do this. Let's jump as we're coming up on that time. Let's jump to our swerp of the week. And then guys, if you want, we can do a little after show after this. But I want to make sure we give you a chance to get in a swerp of the week. I know you didn't get a chance last week, and sometimes those swerps kind of build up on you. You need to get them out. So let's start with you, Sid. You can have two if you want, since you didn't have one last week.
Well, I got a big ass swerp this week.
Double swerp.
I hope you don't take mine.
My swerp is the NFL.
Okay.
The NFL is a swerp, man, because a couple of things. Yeah, I heard that the Jets hired Nathaniel.
That's fucked up.
The OC, the head coach that just got fired from Denver.
That's fucked up.
I mean, come on, man. Like, how many chances these MFers gonna get, man? Like for real,
So what about Frank Reich?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just
Frank Reich. He just got hired as the Carolina coach.
Yes, it's retreads,
and he was fired in November. What, November?
Dude,
from the coach, right? From Indianapolis coach.
So yeah. it's just stupid, man. It's getting just in our face.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Wilkes did a crazy job with Carolina. He should have. Come on, man. You should at least gave a man a try. I don't know. I don't know if they've been doing him a disservice just by hiring him so you can fire him.
Right.
But he did that. He turned that team around, man. He needed a look. And then, all these qualified offensive coordinators, even Byron Leftwich, I would have gave a shot versus Nathaniel Hackett.
Mm-hmm.
You got the guy from KC. I'm like, dude, this is crazy, man. So they just throwing it in our face. The NFL is just swerping. They throwing it in our face. This Rooney Rule is not working. They doing whatever the hell they want. So NFL, Nathaniel Hackett, Frank Reich, it's all my swerps of the week. Pissing me off, man.
A good swerp.
Yep. All right. Well, basically what he's saying, and let's be upfront about it. Hire some fucking black coaches in a league full of black players.
But listen, not just to fire though. Don't hire us for the 1 year, then fire us.
Right.
Shit.
Hey, I've never been that guy, but man, it's getting blatant now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just come on, Nathaniel Hackett. I mean, if anybody deserved a year off, it was Nathaniel Hackett.
That's a fact.
Oh, he just ran the Broncos into the ground. If anybody deserved to sit a year, it was his ass. So it's just blatant now.
But it ain't gonna change.
Guess not, man.
It's not gonna change. I mean, we talked about it in previous shows where you brought it up. It has to come from the NFL. Has to make that change, and billionaire old white guys are not. They ain't willing to change. They're not up for that change.
Stupid, man.
They don't have to.
Hackett just got fired from the Broncos like less than 30 days ago, right?
Yes.
Right to the Jets.
Right to a job.
Yeah.
Damn season ain't even over with.
Yeah, good job.
A job that could transition him to get another head coching opportunity.
Which he will.
Yeah.
So on that same note, so Byron Leftwich had the Jacksonville Jaguars job.
Right.
But he turned it down because he didn't like something that was going on in the front office. So now he goes to Tampa Bay. They win a Super Bowl. He gets no credit. It's all Tom Brady. They don't win these next 2 years. And specifically this year, the Bucs offense was horrible. He gets fired. And on top of all that, Tom Brady probably ain't gonna be there anyway.
Right.
So you know who getting fired next year?
Oh yeah, a head man.
Their head coach.
Head coach.
Yeah, he gonna get fired.
Rodney, that's so true. Byron Leftwich would take that Jacksonville Jaguar job because they wouldn't let him bring in his own staff. They wanted to give him a job, then tell him who he could hire.
And I bet they didn't do Peterson like that.
No.
But there's only one other team that does shit like that. And that's
Texas?
the Cowboys.
Oh yeah, Cowboys.
Jerry Jones made motherfucking McCarthy keep Kellen Moore as his offensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the reason why they would never win while he's alive.
But you see how they did Leftwich? Leftwich was one of the hottest commodities when they won the Super Bowl. He could have walked in a Jaguar job, but they tried to play him. They wouldn't let him bring his own people in. Now he may not even get an offensive coordinator position.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know why it was just the Jaguars that was after him and not the Broncos. You know, I think they were trying to be slick, and I think the Broncos was trying to get Aaron Rodgers, right? Which is the reason why they hired Nathan Hackett. Yeah.
That's the supposed reason. So
yeah. My swerve is on the line of the NFL. It's with Michael Parsons. I didn't like the shots that he took at Dak. You know what I'm saying? Verbally in the interview and on Twitter, and then he wants to run it back like he's not talking about him. Man, listen, I watched that game. None of them Cowboys played great. And I'm getting sick and tired of them two interceptions that Dak threw, and they act like that was the reason they lost that game. They lost that game because they offensive coordinator. They defense, when you needed them, didn't come up. You know, so Michael Parsons is my swerve of the week. You know, stand up for your teammates, man. Quit backdoor talking and stuff.
Yeah. Well, mine is going to be DeSantis.
Ooh.
That dude's wow.
Supporting banning African American studies in Florida. If we're not careful, this government wants to take us back to 1947. If we're not careful, they're going to try to strip everything away, and it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy that we living in a time where this shit can just, it happens.
Yeah.
So
it's a good one, Rod. A good one.
All right. I have
That's
two.
good.
Ed Reed. Can you guys hear me? Ed Reed.
Mm-hmm.
And let me see if you guys can hear this. Tell me if you can hear this. You can't hear?
Mm-mm.
Nope.
Okay. Need to get my special effects together. I'm working on it. It's the Cowboys. I bet them, multiple ways, but I was like, maybe they'll just win one more game, but they blew it. They scored just like 12 points. The kicker missed an extra point again.
No, it was a block.
It's still a miss. It's it's a block, but it's a miss for him. It's not looking good for him. They'll just say, well, you didn't get the kickoff in time, but yeah, that guy did just jump up and block it. But that's 5 missed points in two games. Still goes against him, which he's probably traded or retire next year.
Get cut.
Yeah. Cowboys. I looked him up. He played 7 years, and he'll get his pension, NFL pension, so he'll be okay. Yeah, Cowboys.
Okay, go ahead.
That's it. Those two.
So, isn't San Francisco the better team
compared to who? The Cowboys.
The Cowboys isn't San Francisco better than Dallas?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they didn't show up. That's the problem. They didn't. They
had like the Dak interceptions, like down past the 20 or on the 20 when they were about to score. It happened twice. They should have beat them.
Yeah, I mean the interceptions happened in the first half. All right, so I get it. One was in Dallas. They were in their own territory. It led to 3 points, and then they threw one in the other red zone, led to 3 points. But to me, it's on Jerry Jones. And it's on Jerry Jones for this reason. You let Amari Cooper go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because all they have is CeeDee Lamb. Like, those other guys are not a threat. And CeeDee Lamb, I give him credit. He's better than I thought he was. But in the end, that's all they have as a weapon. So if you have Amari Cooper there, I mean, the defense did a good job. They held them to 19. Well, they did a decent job. They held them 16 points, right? 19, 16, something like that. Under 20. So they did a good job. They needed more They needed more offensive thump. And, so Jerry Jones got rid of Amari because he didn't like paying him $20 million, but you the motherfucker that gave him the contract.
I agree, but he couldn't pay him. You know why? Dak contract. You gotta do some miracle numbers because Dak making so much money. So Dak has the responsibility to fill that void. He has to be better than what he was. Because he's on a big contract. He's on the biggest contract in football, one of the biggest contracts in football. So he gotta make up for that, and he didn't. So that's why
I get it, but you got one receiver and your best running back breaks a leg.
Yeah.
So all you got is Zeke, and Zeke can't do it.
Yeah.
So you really got one hand tied behind your back at that point.
Like you said, right? It's Jerry Jones' fault. You put yourself in this situation, and you have a conservative offensive coordinator. That you have a quarterback that's going into the playoffs that's been throwing 2 picks a game. He had one game when he played against Tampa Bay where he didn't throw no picks. So you need to run a game plan when you're playing against the best defense, the better team, to try to ease him into the game where he can get his confidence going.
But you can't do that because what makes them when Dallas is good is because they can run the football, and they limit that to 25, 30 attempts. When they get in trouble is when they can't run the football and they got to depend on Dak, and he's not that guy.
From the playoff standpoint, it looked like they wasn't even trying to run. It was like they was putting this game in Dak's hands. Like, game plan was that we finna pass on everybody. That's an offensive coordinator.
No. Tampa Bay presented a different like their defense wasn't good. Isn't good. So it was best to throw on them. Like, they're better. I believe Tampa Bay is better at stopping the run than they are to pass, if I'm not mistaken. So the game kind of went that way. But generally, Dallas is better when they run the football more than they pass it.
Yeah, somebody need to tell Kellen Moore that.
I mean, but shit, once Pollard breaks a leg.
I mean, shit, before Pollard broke a leg, they really wasn't running, right? They wasn't really running. It was deep right here, deep right there.
But stay tuned for a special announcement. We're doing a all sports podcast Saturday night. We drinking, we talking sports. We tune in live Saturday night, 9:00. The special All Sports Pod Deep podcast, Saturday, 9 p.m. We talking sports, we drinking, we making our predictions.
Yep.
For the big game on Sunday.
And swerping.
And swerping, of course.
First sports show, all sports, coming up Saturday, 9:00. This Saturday at 9:00. Tune in. It should be good. It will be good. All right. We did it. Episode 30 is complete. We lost Ant. He was late getting on, early getting off, but you guys got to hear the blade in action. Let's go ahead and do our sign off. Yep. Let's do our sign off. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe, comment. I'm basically talking to like the 5 or 6 people that listen to this. But check in. Tell us what you think about it, where we can improve. What did you like? And
Get
just
those
give us-
comments rolling in, them 5 or 6 people. Get those comments rolling in.
Yeah. All right. That's it. Good night.
Peace. Good night.
Later.
All right.